We're just getting set up here, folks, and figured I'd put on a little music for you while we're getting things sorted. And this is White Sand. Okay, I don't think we're gonna have Gareth.
Eh.
So I think we'll get started.
Well, give it a minute here. I'm still announcing us anyway.
Okay. After dinner at 2 o'clock in the morning. So I guess that's a good enough time to eat.
Hey, that was my lunchtime when I was working at the taxi office. Well, more like 2:30, 3 a.m. after the bar rush.
Yeah.
Yeah, sounds like the answering service too.
Yep.
So did you change something, Aaron? Because I can hear the music now, but no one's talking. I usually can't.
I don't know.
I usually hear it, so I didn't realize. I hope we don't have an echo. Let us know if we do, gang, out there.
How bizarre.
No echoes? Good to hear, Sai. That's great. And hello, Charmy City. Welcome. Hi, DM Stretch. Always a pleasure to see you. Yes, you beat James in the chat.
COVID outbreak? Stretch? One of the managers got COVID? Okay, that's probably enough time then, so I'm gonna get us all started here then.
Sure.
Okay.
Guess I'll turn my camera on. Remember, though, I've been trying to save the announcements and, introductions until after we're done the theme song so that we don't get drowned out.
Yeah, I'm gonna turn that off.
All right. Or at least turn it down anyway. And hello, everyone, and welcome to episode 45, I believe. Yes, episode 45 of Toy Soldiers Old School. My name is Diane Morrison. I'm also known in the community as Sable Aradia, and I'm the creator of the Toy Soldiers Saga. In this game, I play Captain Celine Wintermist, who has ended up the captain of our Special Forces Marine bug suit unit, and also now the captain of the Voidchaser, our Corvette, which I'm excited about. And
Dog.
What's that?
Mac Esog.
Yeah, Mackie Sog. They sort of are Mackie Sog, really.
They are Marine Armored Corps Elven
We got
Special Operations
raiders
Group.
coming.
Oh,
Stretch
Raiders
has warned
incoming.
us.
Awesome. Sorry, what was that? You were breaking down Mackie Sog for the audience there?
Yes. Marine Armored Corps Elven Special Operations Group. Mac Esog.
Mackie Sog. There we
Hey,
go. I hear
Rabbit.
it ding. Hello, Rabbit Candy Void. Thank you for coming and welcome, and thank you for the raid. Awesome, we're just getting started. Anyway, I play Captain Celine Wintermist, and she is an idealistic young priestess who joined the Avalonian Imperial Navy and then the Marines in order to see the universe and maybe help some people out along the way. My and her pronouns are she and they.
Okay. Now we got
Okay,
Eddie has
looks like
returned.
we're back.
Now we got shit backwards. Fuck.
Well, hopefully that just was a bork at the beginning and we didn't go completely offline. Also, whoever's playing Stream Raiders, turn it off. Anyway, I think I managed to finish my introduction before we got borkage. So
Yeah,
I
I
guess
was
we
gonna
should
go
carry on to
to-
the next person. Who should be next there,
Okay.
ODM Lee one?
The next one would be Rowan then.
Oh, hold on, I don't hear you.
The next one would be Rowan.
Okay. Hi, I'm Rowan. I play Von Bin Starsong, who's a happy-go-lucky kind of mellow druid who loves her candy. She joined the Avalonian Imperial Navy to see the universe, fly on starseed ships, which are amazing, and, his critters, stab the occasional slaver in the groin. Princes. All right. Her pronouns are she, her, and so are mine.
Okay, Branna.
Hello, I'm Brianna, also known as Siobhan the Writer online. I will be playing Madrimlian, an altruistic elf who joined the Avalonian Imperial Navy out of family obligations and has his sights on designing his own intelligence corps of the Navy. His pronouns are he, they, mine are she, her.
Okay, Chris.
Hi, I'm Chris. I play Arian. He's kind of the older grizzled elf in the group. He recently found out that he was a nobleman and has all sorts of obligations. Was once a sergeant and is now an officer, but still thinks of himself as a sergeant. Still sees it as his job to keep this group alive and kicking. And our pronouns are he, him.
Okay, Blake.
Hi, I'm Blake. I'll be playing the part of Crowley. He's a Phoenok, which is a feline-like race of my own creation. He's gotten himself into a wee bit of trouble here and there, but managed to squeeze his way out of it. Travels around with the crew, the Avalonian Imperial Navy Special Forces team. And our pronouns are he, him.
Okay, Dawn.
Hi, I'm Dawn. I play Yasma Snowwind. I was a orphan, just living on the streets there with my friend Crowley when we decided to join the Navy after a little pushing from someone else. and thought it was my idea.
Mm.
And yeah, it's been great. Got myself a man now, Arian there, and found out I've got a couple of sisters and a brother and a dad, and so I'm not an orphan anymore. It's awesome. Yeah, having lots of fun. And my pronouns and hers are she, her.
Okay, we're missing two of our players tonight. So Lurik and Arden will be backgrounded for the game. All right. My name is Aaron. Online, I go by Aaron Ree, which is spelled just how it sounds, Righ. All right. And I play the part of Ruavel Sunfall, who is destined to become the father of the protagonist of the Toy Soldier Saga series. All right. He and I also game master the game, which means I keep things flowing and narrate the action for people.
And your pronouns are?
Oh, I don't have any pronouns. No, I'm kidding. My pronouns are he, they, so are Ruavel's.
Hello, Daz. Good to see you.
Hi, Daz.
I haven't said hi to Bob yet, so I'll say hi to Bob now. And Extreme Psy. Hello. All right. Gang's all here.
No, we're
Hello,
still missing
Daz.
one. I don't see an E-song on there yet.
Oh,
That's
Esong,
true.
she might not make it.
Yeah.
All right, so it's easy enough to background our two characters because they're both making stuff at the moment. So
Yes.
clearly they are busy doing that.
What is that? Stream Raiders?
That is Stream Raiders. I hear Stream Raiders. You're gonna play Stream Raiders and turn the fucking music down.
Rowan is not playing Steam Raiders, and the only person gaming with us is Siobhan, who plays. So we
Yeah, and
know
I'm ignoring
who the
it.
guilty party is.
Well, turn
Go
the music
away.
off.
The tab.
Stream Raiders. Psh,
Yep.
pacha.
It's all right. You know, honestly, with a big group like this, sometimes there are long periods
Yeah.
where somebody is not doing anything, and you know, what are we going to do? Sit here and stare at the camera? Kind of boring, right?
Yep.
So it's
Been there, done that.
Anyway,
Oh, you mean the? Oh, I didn't see that part. I must have been out of the room. Bob says you mean the E song that took a nat 20 attack roll away from DM Stretch last night. Is that?
Oh, really?
Oh yeah, nasty. I like it. Good
hey,
for
at
her.
least I was on Stretch's side, because Stretch is generally on my side, so.
That's true. That's true.
Yeah, but E-song took a nat 20. Oh, tried taking nat 20 from me too. Remember?
I tried to help Stretch. I had him re-roll his initiative roll, which was shit. But oh well, it's all good.
I don't.
It was fun. Bob had a good game last night. Hello, Aegon. Good to see you. As always, we're gonna shout out Bob. We're gonna shout out Aegon
Bob
too.
And Aegon. And DM Stretch.
That's right. So here we go. Here's some shout outs for people. If you haven't checked out Dinosaur Bob, he does world building and gaming content. He generally works in the Pathfinder 2nd Edition system. He also occasionally runs games in that system, which he did last night, which was a lot of fun to watch.
Puppy Power.
Aegon is part of the Roll Society. He does world building and gaming content. He's also an awesome bean. Go check him out. And Ian Stretch is our loyal mod, and he also does world building and game related content. He actually plays video games too from time to time, which
Yeah.
a lot of us don't. So if you're into that, there you go. Yeah, what happened to exhausted Poppy? She had a
Just
nap.
can't connect, by the way, guys.
Uh,
Oh, Gareth is?
Yeah, he just can't
Garrett's
seem to
having trouble
connect for some
connecting.
reason.
What the hell?
Well, I don't think it's your end. It's probably that he's on cell.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, fuck. And I mean that. I mean fuck.
Yes, and Stretch paints minis. That's true. He started a mini painting stream that he's going to try to make
Yeah.
regularly. So
Which is awesome.
fun to watch. Yeah, for
Yeah,
sure.
especially when he dumps over his paint twice.
Oops. Okay, let's get on with the show here. This is episode 45. The title that we are working with is Shakedown Redux.
Welcome. Okay, so when we left off, you guys had just crewed up, taken your crew to barracks, right? And were settling in for the night.
Were we going to have an intelligence officer's report or no?
Pretty much just covered it.
Yep, that's fair
Yeah.
enough.
Sorry
Yeah.
about that.
It's okay.
I'll cover the description I wrote too, because I'm actually ahead of the game this time. The
Yeah.
Voidchaser has crewed up faster than anyone expected, with all the Marines in Alasia vying to sign aboard the first Marine Corps ship. Now it's time to run them all through their paces, only this time the PCs are the ones running the show. Remember that episode 1 was called Shakedown, guys, and it was us getting the Shakedown crews, so yeah. At least until their superior officer shows up to return the favor.
Okay, so at 2:30 in the morning, Arian goes
Mike, away
looking
from the
for.
nose, Siobhan. Siobhan, Mike, away from the nose, please.
Sorry.
Okay. Where were we? Sorry.
Right, at about 2:30 in the morning, Arian goes looking for a garbage can and finds one.
Actually, Mern had him beat the quarters outside the
Oh, right,
barracks.
you
So I'm
went
sure
and
all
got,
the neighbors enjoyed that.
right. You got a drummer.
Fantastic. Was Siobhan, or was Celine warned about this at all?
I believe I mentioned it that I was going to run some drills at night to figure out who gets the first bug suits.
Okay, in that case, she is fucking up and ready, by the way. She's like on the deck in seconds. Report, she says.
Yeah, okay, you beat the quarters, alright? And the crew tumbles from their bunks into their uniforms and out onto the tarmac, pulling their boots on. Alright? They look about as disheveled as you expected.
Yep.
Well, to be fair, I'm cheating.
I'd like a-
I'm in my bug suit.
So is Madrimlian.
Yeah, of course, the rest of the unit is out there in record time.
Well, I didn't expect everyone to come run drills with me at night. So
Yeah, well, they can help these guys run drills.
Oh, wait a minute, hold on. We can't be here. I forgot. We were all in the inn.
We were in the inn?
Yes.
Yep.
Oh,
We were in the inn,
right.
and in the inn. And in the innie inn. In. I'm in a mood. This could be bad.
Yeah, so they... Okay, so you guys are not there. All right. Well,
No,
this is
no,
going on.
because we were not there. So yeah, I will turn off my camera and.
So they tumble from their bunks out onto the tarmac.
yes. Yep, and we basically do a route run down to the harbor
Yep.
and onto the ship and up and down the rat lines and anything else I can think of. I did like Madrimlian's idea that he gave me about disassemble that ballista, put it together over there, now take it back apart and put it back where it was.
Yep. Yep. Cannon crawl.
Yep, and simulate a cannon crawl with a big old log.
Yeah.
And,
Well, you can do that with the ballista. Got to
mhm,
disassemble it, carry it to the other place, put it back together.
yep. And then a beach run and, working out in the waves with the logs over their heads. Yeah, the whole
Yeah.
deal.
Yep.
Basically a mini Hell Week just to figure out who the best, five are for the refit.
Right. Yeah, you run the hell out of them for the night. Right, the rest of you sleep peacefully. Hey, Sparkles.
And I did ask somebody to prepare a remove fatigue for me in the morning, so I can be all bright eyed, bushy tailed when I see them
Yeah, that was
first
Arden.
thing in the morning too.
Yeah, that was Arden who did so. Remove fatigue removes the tired sensation, but will not let you prepare spells. Fortunately, you don't have to because you didn't cast any spells yesterday.
Correct.
I say you don't have to prepare spells every day if you don't cast them.
Well, I'm a sorcerer, so I'm a spontaneous caster anyway.
Oh, right, right.
So I don't really prepare. I just use up my spell slots.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, your spell slots would replenish with a remove fatigue, but you didn't use any, so. Okay, so what is everybody doing in the morning?
Well, Madrimlian is going to get up, go down to the ship, and look at what we need for proper supply. Take
Okay.
Bonvin with him if she's willing to come.
She is certainly willing to come after breakfast.
Of course, food first. I need my coffee anyway.
So you guys eat some breakfast.
No, Celine by this time is already down at the dock observing the, Hell Week
Mm-hmm.
with her coffee. You know.
Yeah. Oh, I should fire up.
Trying to do the intimidating, watching from a distance, sort of commanding officer look, Yeah, she's not
Crowley,
very intimidating, but she learned it from her mother. Sorry, go ahead.
Crowley's gonna take Raja and Yasma and maybe go do some hunting today.
Okay.
Some meat we can throw on salt for a long journey or something. Something that could be either smoked or dried.
Sure. Do you have survival?
Give me a moment and I'll take a look.
I do. I get 6 survival.
I've got an 8.
You've got 8.
Yeah, I've got survival.
Okay. So both of you roll your survival. What's that?
Okay.
Daz in chat. Help, I can't move.
Yeah, Daz in chat says, I can picture the eager recruit practicing the disassemble, reassemble of the coil ballista overnight, but ending up wrapped in the coils. Help! Can't move! Yeah. Totally.
18.
15.
Okay. You guys can bring down a couple of deer. Right, between you and Raja.
Okay.
Raja can bring down a deer on his own, but the two of you bring down one too, so. Right.
Cool.
Raja's
Okay.
mostly interested in the soft bits.
Yeah, the entrails.
Yeah,
Stuff we really don't
care
need
for
have much use
anyways.
for at the moment.
Right.
I
And
do. Me and
yeah,
Raja do, but
yeah, you do,
none
but
of the rest of us is gonna want any.
right.
Carrick.
Well, Carrick.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, Bambi's chasing me.
Yeah, I would let Carrot go
Question.
off the hunt with them just so you could have some fun.
Also, very large lizards on these planets, isn't there?
On this planet, yes. This planet is loaded with dragons.
Well, I don't mean like super sentient, smart large lizards. I mean
Oh
like
yeah, there are animalistic large lizards here that they're called dracobeasts, and they're basically about the size of a horse, right?
yeah.
Sort of uh, reptilian in nature, but legs underneath them like a dragon or a horse, and they use them
Okay.
as beasts of burden.
Okay.
And so there are wild herds of them running around everywhere.
All right. Well, maybe we should think about trying to take down a few of those and change up the flavor a bit.
Yeah, okay. I'll say instead you can
What do
take
you
down a
think,
couple of
Jasmine?
those.
Okay,
Awesome.
Yeah,
that'll work.
and since you gave me some direction of what you're actually hunting, 20 is good enough, and she gives you +2 for her assistance, and you rolled 18, so that's 20, and that's difficult.
Okay.
Cool.
So yeah, you guys hunt down a couple Draco beasts, right, and bring them back.
How are we gonna get it back? How are we getting it back?
Well, we can butcher it right here
Quarter them, and
because I'm pretty sure. Yeah, and put them in my bag of holding.
Okay, okay. Yeah. We can
mhm,
put them in our little house.
Yeah, we
yeah,
can
put
just
them in the
hang
hutch.
them in the house for now until we get them back to the ship to be hung and to be
Mhm.
Yeah, that'll
butchered and
work.
salted.
Yep.
Okay.
And is there a smokehouse down by the docks for like fish and other meats?
Oh yeah, there's a smokehouse. There's it's um, sort of a communal smoke house for people who work on the
Yeah.
docks.
You go in and you hang your own, and you
Yeah,
leave a small portion behind for the use of the house.
right, right.
Okay.
All
So
right.
we'll do that.
Then yeah, we'll transport it there and get it up and smoking.
Okay. In the meantime, then, you make it back to the ship there, Madrimlian.
All right.
Decided to take on the quartermaster's job yourself.
Until one's been appointed. This one hasn't been appointed yet, so.
Yep. Alright. Okay, make me a profession sailor check.
Okay, okay. There's a find my d20 again. I have a puppy who likes to play with dice.
She's a gamer pup.
Oh yeah, she is. She keeps stealing my d10s.
She wants to play storyteller.
Okay.
Put some hot sauce on them.
She ate my banana peppers off my pizza. I don't think that's gonna help. 25.
25. Okay. You're fairly certain you didn't forget anything that is vital, anyways, in the list you made up to get things ordered for the ship. Alright.
Alright.
The ship was not supplied, so there were no spare sails, there were no spare rigging. Alright.
Yep.
Well, there was spare rigging. All ships come with it.
Yeah.
Alright. But there was no spare sails and. Alright.
Yep. So we take care of that. That's why I wanted Von Vin so we could go through the Grove and see if there was anything that she figured needed to be added or brought in.
Through the garden.
Yep. Oh yeah, makes a note to get his persimmon tree from the other ship if we can, from Ariane's Pride.
Yeah.
Well, there was a starfruit tree and a couple others too from the other
Yep.
ship that we'll have to
Yeah. Well,
get.
Alisander's already seen to having those brought over.
Ah.
Okay.
Okay, good.
Awesome. Alisander's great.
Yep. I mean, that's just it. Alessander has more seniority than Madrimlian, so he's going to be a higher rank on the ship anyway. That's the way Madrimlian looked at it.
Bonvin does make sure, though, that Verdrimling did not forget the pine needle and liqueur.
Okay. Yeah, we're also going to need to make sure we have some resin. Because our mast is going to need patching up every once in a while, and the resin will help seal any cracks naturally.
Your mast heals on its own. Or rather, should I say, on his own?
Yeah. But what I'm saying is, if it's a big enough gash, having that resin would help.
Oh, it might help for first aid purposes, sure.
Yeah, it works like a Band-Aid.
Yeah.
Sure.
Basically, it's a Band-Aid for trees.
Yeah. Tree Band-Aid. Okay. In the meantime, then, what Selena's watching, right? Arian. The one that stands out the most to you is the bosun. Bosun Evolith Oleander.
The only issue with that is the bosun needs to be aboard the ship when we're gone. Somebody has to run the show for real.
Right. He stands out the most to you, though, right? And
Yeah.
he has definitely earned his place as a bosun.
Right.
Yeah. He's in fit
I'm sure-
shape. Go ahead.
I make sure I wander over to Celine and just,
Nod to him.
say the bosun looks pretty good.
He does seem to be pretty good. Who is he?
Event
Evolith Oleander.
Evolith Oleander.
So what are you thinking? She says to him.
Well, if he wasn't the bosun, I'd put him in charge of the other squad, but we need the bosun on board to run the ship for real when, we're all gone flying around in our bug suits, so.
I don't know. You think we should try to transfer him?
You transfer him how, ma'am?
Put him in charge and make somebody else the bosun, she says. We're shaking everything up. Or would you rather have him in the bosun's position because we need a better bosun?
Yeah, I think we need a better bosun. Like I said, when we leave the ship, it's going to be, the druid in charge when we're off. So he probably needs a real sailor and somebody who actually knows, how the ship work part works, not the keeping the ship alive part, ma'am.
Yeah. We're kind of top heavy with officers too, she says.
Yes, ma'am. So I think if we leave him in the bosun's position, that's good. I'll keep my eyes on the others and see who stands out. So
You got a couple of names that you're looking at. They seem to stand out more than the others, right? A couple of brother and sister Nunahi pair, right?
okay.
And there was our sergeant already, so we might want to watch him too.
And the sergeant, yeah. But the brother and sister Nunahi pair are in much better physical condition than everybody else.
Of course.
Right? And you being Nunahi, there's Gareth.
Woot, Gareth has arrived.
Gareth has arrived. Right?
Hey, dude, I hear you're having trouble connecting.
Not in a great mood because technology.
I know, right? borker. We had a bork in the beginning of the stream too. So, but glad you're here.
Okay, I just gotta adjust up here a bit. All right.
Yep, moving all the figurines around.
Figures up.
Yeah. The chat's hilarious. I might as well go over it while we're, kind of in a break here, right? Bob says time to go steal requisition supplies from other ships and refit every crew. This has been done before in navies.
Oh yeah.
As long as you don't get caught.
Yeah, you can press gang other people's crew.
I was told I wasn't allowed to press gang.
Yeah.
Well, yet.
Yeah.
Redirect people's weaponry to your ship and stuff like that. And it's some cutthroat.
A question for you.
Mm-hmm.
What kind of rope are we being equipped with for our rigging and stuff?
Hemp.
Regular hemp?
Yeah.
I have a question.
What was that?
What would be the cost to upgrade that to silk rope? It's about 4 times as strong.
Yeah.
It's almost as strong as aircraft cable.
Yeah, I know.
And nice, easier on our mast.
Yeah, easier on the live mast, easier on a lot of things.
On your hands.
Wears on the grommets less, so they have to replace it less. Yeah, lots of.
Probably about
ridiculous.
3,000 to 5,000.
Okay, well.
Right, to replace all the rigging with silk. Right.
Yeah.
That's if you do it here. Silk is an import here.
Still want to do it right from the get-go, so that there's no wear on the mast or on the grommets already, or on the riggings, anything.
Okay.
So yeah, I'll okay it with the captain, and if she okays it, then I'll pull the money and I'll get that in the works.
What do you say, Captain?
Okay, what did you want to do exactly? Replace it all, and where's the money coming from?
The ship fund. It's for the ship.
Yeah, what do we have left?
It's for the ship.
Like 100.
1 second.
100,000.
I mean, I'm sure we have more than enough, right?
80,000
yeah, okay.
Something.
106,000.
Why not? She says.
So it'll leave us with 101,000 if we get
top of the line silk rope.
Get some silk rope. Yeah.
Well,
and I'm sure that we can get them dyed any color we want because of the amount we're buying.
Oh yeah. Yeah.
That is a good question that Bob has there. Are you just talking about running lines or standing lines too? That was for everything you were talking about there?
Everything.
Yeah, and everything would have to be retard for sure.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. But we're in the process. I mean, we're in dry dock right now while we get repairs and refit. So, I mean, if we're going to do it, now's the time, right? So,
which is a good thing to have your crew doing, retarring the rope.
Yep. Gives them something to do. So, sure.
Wait, we're actually going to use tar? Ew.
Well, no.
No, we're going to use tree sap because we're fucking elves. Of course.
Or tree sap and beeswax.
Yeah, tree sap and beeswax.
That's right.
Because the beeswax will help the rope slide.
Yeah.
Wherever a rope slides through a grommet, you want it to only be beeswax so that it slides freely. The beeswax is a lubricant.
Daz is having fun playing a hapless recruit who might get bumped from the ship at this rate.
And if you catch what Sparkle said, bright neon pink rigging.
Fucking no!
No,
No, we're the Voidchaser. We're gonna take
Definitely.
black.
No, yeah.
You don't
Crowley's
want
gonna
to be
make sure.
black.
absolutely not. Are we going to have black? Because we'll
Why
burn
not?
our fucking hands. No,
Innocent.
no.
How
A nice
about
Perhaps
digicam.
green.
a royal purple?
Royal purple, green.
Yeah, green or royal purple.
Green will be less expensive. Go with green.
Now they're
Well,
throwing in the
since the
die.
color of the die is in the cost of buying the rope already, I'm gonna go with the more expensive die. Why wouldn't I?
Yeah.
It's already covered. But
Because of the marine
what does
ship.
the captain think? That's the only thing that Crowley cares about at this moment. What the captain's opinion is. Everyone else is secondary.
We're a marine ship. We're gonna look like a marine ship, she says.
Royal blue?
Royal blue.
I could see red, maybe, for our dress uniforms, if we want to be colorful.
Yeah. If we want to be colorful. I don't know that we do. We're probably already going to take some flack for being kind of a luxury ship here, especially if we're all in bug suits and we're all gonna, replace all of our line with silk. You know, Marines have a reputation
We're
of
representing the Avalonian Imperial Navy.
representing the Avalonian Imperial Marine Corps. It's a different thing, she says.
Okay, well, still,
Mm-hmm.
as much as I know of elves, they always want to look flashy and good. Just saying.
I think I'd prefer undyed, she says. This way it won't get on our hands.
Fair.
Okay.
But that's
So
an
it'll be
idea. And when we can afford it, maybe we should look at spiffying things up a bit, she says.
Captain, I have the list of things we're gonna need to get to resupply the ship properly, since there were no supplies on it in the first place.
Oh, excellent, she says. Yeah, I guess we haven't appointed a master yet, have we? So,
No, ma'am.
well, let's have a look.
Yep, hands it over.
Yep.
Yeah, it looks pretty good to you.
Yeah, sounds good. She signs off on it, hands it back.
Yep. Okay, take it to the dock quartermaster.
Okay. You head to the dock quartermaster.
Well, the Navy quartermaster, I should say.
Yeah. What can I do for you? Says a color sergeant. Ma'am.
Ma'am.
I'm kidding, he says.
Okay. I have a list of supplies for the Voidchaser,
Okay.
new commissioned ship,
Mm-hmm.
and unfortunately has had no supplies sent to it yet.
Okay, I'll put it on the list. Give me your list and I'll have them sent
Von
over.
Vin looks at Madrimlian.
Go for it.
How far down are we going to be? She says to the quartermaster.
He says, I can get you supplied by... You're a frigate? Next week?
Any way to move us up?
That's not bad. Next week is not bad, guys. We're going to be at least a week in dry dock for refit.
Yeah.
Yep.
All right.
Next week's not bad. Okay. Thank you very much.
Okay.
Yep.
All right, we'll have them sent your way.
Thank you.
Aaron,
Yes?
last game you said we had about 8 weeks we were going to be here.
Mm-hmm.
How many weeks have we gone through thus far?
2.
Doing what we've done.
2.
Okay. So that means 1 bug suit should be ready for pickup?
Yeah, probably 2 of them.
2 of them? Okay.
Is that including the 5 that were refit?
Yes. 1 of each. 1 regular size, 1 refit size. Right, but you have to you'll have 2 of them regular ones made by now. It's just that the refitted ones you haven't decided who's getting them yet.
Right, which is what I think we were trying to get to.
Right.
So you said there's 2 Nunahi who really stand out, and
the sergeant stands out.
And the acting first sergeant.
Yeah.
Right, do we have names at this point, or?
Will you write them down if I give them to you?
I will.
Okay.
I think we have some redeemed sailor names as well.
We did.
Last week.
Bob, Daz, Esong, and Stretch. Oh, and Sparkles.
Well, let me have a look and see what's in the queue here, guys.
Yeah.
Okay.
Stretch is trying to get himself fired. He's replacing a rigging line with a bungee cord.
Also put WD-40 on the rigging, so... No. Okay, yeah, I see you said first Sparkles, no wait, you said Sparklebeard, Dazzlecat, Moonflower, and Robert the Drunk. Okay, so, first of all, that's 4 things. If you want to name 4 things, you spend 4 of those channel point costs, not 1.
Yeah.
Secondly, nice try.
Yeah.
Okay, secondly, you're being an asshole, babe. Okay, secondly, the names have to be consistent with elves or possibly gnomes.
Yeah.
Well, Dazzlecat fits. Moonflower fits.
Moonflower I can use. Alright.
Sparklebeard for a gnome would be fine.
Yeah.
So here is the... Right, so we'll take Moonflower for the first one. There's her second.
Yeah, you owe me 3 at this point, right? So that's it.
That's not a problem.
But, yeah, I mean, I've got the record, but yeah.
I'm gonna be a gnome. Yeah, you are, Sparkles.
Okay, let's see. Bob doesn't work unless we have...
I
suppose we could have a half-elf, a changeling.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And I could see discovering Sparklebeard hiding in our hold sometime after we ship out.
Mm-hmm.
You know, one of the gnomish delivery boys in the bug suits who's just like, if I hide out, maybe I can get a mechanic job.
Get a job fixing these bug suits.
That's good. I wonder if I want to do something with Dazzlecat too, but it's not really. Well, it could be a gnome name.
Could be a gnome nickname.
Oh.
What was that, Rowan?
There we go.
Dazzle, the gnome.
Dazzle. Yeah.
No, not Dazzly Catronius. That doesn't work. But
Well, it allows us
and
to
Bob,
play with
we already
Dazzlecat.
covered it. You're Robert the Half.
Yeah. Robert the Changeling, because calling somebody a half anything in this universe is a racial slur.
And liable to
Yep.
get you punched in the face.
Yes.
By both
I mean,
sides.
go ahead if you want to punch in the face. Since you're going to be part of my crew, I'm not going to tolerate it, and I might punch you in the face.
Okay, so now I need one more, and that was for.
Yeah, we need Daz. We need to come up with, because I agree she's got to be immortalized. So
Dazzle
Well, I
is her first name.
Dazzle is a nickname, right? And then we can name her anything we want, right?
Hmm.
All right. What kind of elf do you want to be, Daz? You can be Elfar, she, or Nunahi, or you could be, since we're here, you could be a sylph, I suppose.
Yeah, you could
Winged
be a
elf.
sylph, a winged elf. You could be a nymph too. There is a big water area around here, which is a sea elf.
I'll go to my elf name thing.
Dryads
But
are not unknown to go spacefaring either.
Sea elves get a little tough, don't they? Do we have a pool on board?
yeah, exactly.
What was that there, Arian?
Well, I was just saying, sea elves get a little tough, doesn't it? Do we have a pool on board that she
Uh,
she could soak in?
how tall is a winged elf? Same as other elves, about 5.5 feet.
I have no idea, Barbarossa. Okay. I already have to come up with that because Siobhan redeemed points for that already, and I haven't a fucking clue, right?
Nah.
So when I get there, I'll figure it out. I have no idea what the hell would be a gnomish Maine in the middle of the stars and whatnot. I haven't got the foggiest, and I'm kind of annoyed actually that I have to come
Okay,
up with
regular
this,
elf,
but
female. Yes.
I'll figure it out. Okay, be patient with me, guys.
Patience. Must learn patience. A gnome. Dino Bobosaurus. Bobosaura
I'm
Bob.
already
Oh,
trying to
that's
figure out how
awesome.
to shoehorn 3 or 4 new characters into how my universe works. So
Yep.
Gnomish Maine will have to wait.
Not a doctor, am I? Patience, I have not.
That's right.
Yeah, patience. Right. How long will that take? I want to learn how
You
to
need a
kick
boot
beat
to the
heads
head.
now.
How tall is a winged elf? Same as a regular elf. Um, we were talking about the difficulty of putting a nymph, a sea elf, on the ship because they need water
Yeah.
and we don't have a lot of. So that would be challenging. A winged elf is fine.
Yeah.
I have different
oh,
name generators, so I can come up with a last name.
Daz said a regular elf, a regular female elf. Then
Okay, so Elfar, which is the upper class regular elf, right? Also
Or
known as
she.
sun elves with golden coloration to their skin.
And golden hair
She,
and.
okay, which is the moon elves with pale coloration to their skin. You want an example, right? Ruavel there is a sun elf, right? Celine is a moon elf, a she, right? Or would you like to be Nunahi, which basically are they're wood elves. They tend to come in either Aryan's shade or darker,
Yeah. Arian is
and
very
they
light colored.
yeah,
Because
wood
he's.
elf. Okay, can be done.
And that's because I'm
In that
actually half
case,
Alfar.
Yeah.
yeah.
oh, I know how we can get stretch in.
We don't need to.
That okay. I was gonna say that could be a nickname as well for a Menahe, a really tall one.
Okay, let's see here. I know that I've got cat in a name somewhere here um oh, I'm looking at the wrong thing. No wonder this is okay. I'm like, what? This is the wrong thing. Okay.
Okay, Bob wants to be an engineer gnome. Do
An
you know
engineer
Bob
gnome.
Sorrow Bob?
Do you know Sorrow Bob?
Bob Sorrow Bob. Bobo Sorrow Bob.
I thought he said Dino.
Yeah, do you know Bobo Sorrow Bob?
Dino Bulbasaur Bob. Okay. A librarian whose favorite line is ook. Yeah, I get your reference. Okay. All right, here. Um,
Yeah, there is no death of rats. No, the ship drunk gets ejected into space. That's cool, Stretch.
Yeah, that is very cool.
My beer
At
will be
least his
cold.
beer will be cold.
No, it won't. Space is not cold, space is neutral. Is neither
well, you
hot
know,
nor cold.
actually, I'm having trouble with Daz too. So she could also be a changeling, and they call her Dazzle Cat.
Sure,
She doesn't register under any other name. She just says, "Nope, Dazzle Cat. That's my name."
sure.
Crowley's gonna go find Arian.
Arian is busy beating up the crew.
Okay, running them through drills and whatnot.
Yeah.
Well, um,
Hey, Crowley, what can I do for you?
hey, well, I was wondering if you had any idea if you had who might fit the bill of who we're looking for.
Well, I got my eye on that Unihi brother and sister over there, and,
Okay.
and I'm trying to decide. The first sergeant's pretty good, but we might need him to stay on board to help run the Marines, the rest of the Marines when we're gone. So I'm trying to
You
decide on
don't think
that.
there's you don't think there's someone that might be proving themselves in the lower ranks that could maybe take on the responsibility of that?
Well, I'm still watching and still trying to make up my mind, but usually you need a good
All
senior
right.
non-com, not to keep the troops in line, but to keep the officers in line, Crowley. It's a lot harder for a corporal to do that than it is for a color sergeant.
Yeah.
True enough. True enough.
And that's the only thing I'm concerned about, with giving a bug suit right to the first sergeant.
Yeah. See what you're saying.
Okay.
All right. Well,
I mean, eventually I'll have to pick some of these guys, and it'll probably be the next best three.
all right. Well,
But
hey, I have an idea for one of the tests you could run them through. You know,
yeah,
tell them to hunt out mead somewhere in the ship. I'll go hide. and I can hide well.
It's a good
Now,
idea.
if they can
Special op-
if they can track me down, then you know what? They might be worthy of looking at.
yeah, special ops needs a variety of skills. It's a good idea, Crowley. You go hide.
All right.
And then watch, he never sends them after you.
I don't think he's that kind of asshole.
Well, I might wait a half an hour or so
Yeah.
just to make him sweat.
So, um, in the captain's quarters, is there like an area rug?
Yep.
Okay. Well, I'm gonna take the key.
Yep.
I'm
Put it in the
gonna
floor.
put it in the floor underneath the area rug. Open the door enough that I can squeeze in, and the area rug will cover over the door.
Okay.
And since I have the window, I can watch through the window into the captain's cabin
Hmm.
From the floor.
from the floor, but you won't be able to see the window from the outside.
No, you can't
So
watch into the captain's cabin from the floor because there's a rug covering your window.
well, it's covering the door, not the window.
No.
So the window would be on the other side, looking out the side of the ship or something.
Yeah, it's true.
But
Yeah,
if you
okay,
leave,
yeah,
but
fair
if
enough.
you leave the door open, it'd be fun to watch them
Yeah, I
tumble
guess
into
it would be looking out the bottom of the ship
Yep.
because yeah, it's in the floor. So
Yep.
Yeah, but it might be fun to watch them tumble
anyhow,
through the hole if you leave the door open with the rug over it, or see if
Walking
they're
out.
or see if they're smart enough to spot the pit trap.
fair enough. Actually, I like that idea because as they come in the door, the orientation of gravity will change and they'll slide on the floor a bit.
Yep.
Funny.
Yeah, actually, that's what I'll do.
Sounds
I'll have the door because we can have the door open inward or outward, right?
Yep.
So I'll have the door open inward and have it so that the rug can be over top of the opening and they won't know it until they step on it.
Okay.
Unless they find it first.
Yeah.
Oh, Crowley,
Yeah,
maybe you should make a fake tail and stick it underneath the captain's bed.
right next to the rug.
Yeah, so they go out. Yeah.
Oh, that's perfect. Now, if they detect the trap, they're worthy. If they don't detect the trap, well, I think that eliminated them.
Oh, that's just nah.
All right, yeah, we'll make the decoy tail out of some old sheddings from my bed
Yep.
and some sap and a piece of silk rope.
Yeah, okay. Roll disguise.
Okay.
I know you have that skill, so.
So I
Yeah.
assume Moonflower is going to be one of the Nunahi,
Yes.
the sister.
Yes.
I'm gonna use my
Should I
luck.
change that to Nanahi then? Sorry,
Reroll that.
I thought that was the she name, but
No, they're none.
ah,
Aaron,
They could be part she.
I could say the she anyways. I'll change them to she rather than change the name to Nanahi.
right.
It's
Okay.
easier. They're a couple of she, brother and sister.
All right, do you have a name for the brother?
One moment, and I'll find one.
Aaron,
Yes.
I rolled a 3, and I'm gonna use my
Once a day reroll.
my ability to re-roll that.
Yep.
17.
17? Okay, you make a reasonable facsimile of your tail. Stick it under the bed.
How about Erelas? Erelas.
Airless. Yeah, that sounds good.
Okay, and then the first sergeant,
We'll
guess
make
he'll be Minahi then.
yeah, we'll make him the Nunahi. So we'll give you a name.
In a minute, I will. Yep. First, I have to
And then
correct this. Okay. Sorry, go ahead.
I guess we just need 3 random marine names. I, I, unless we're gonna make Dazzle one of the ones that stand out there, Aaron.
What's that?
I said I guess we'll need 3 random marine names too,
Yep.
unless we're gonna make Dazzle one of the ones that stands out.
Yeah, I'll make Dazzle one of the ones that stands out. Alright.
And they are or Dazzle is a Alpha, right?
What's that? Yeah. She's a Alphar, yes.
All right, so just 2 random marine names. Since, like I said, we won't find our 2 gnomish stowaways until we clear port.
Yep.
Yep.
Okay. 2 random she names.
Okay. Random she names.
Yeah.
Okay.
Ilnaval.
Oh, you're doing it? Okay.
Yeah.
Give them the last names too.
Crystal Shimmer. Ilnaval Crystal Shimmer.
All right.
And Cesare Shining Soul. SCHZAIR, sorry. E. Shining Soul.
Shining Soul. And does Moonflower have a last name we're using for her and
That's
her brother?
actually Moonflower is the last name. The first name is Aiden. Aydan. And Erelis is her brother's first name. Moonflower is the perfect she last name. That's why I thought that'd work.
Okay.
Okay, guys, this will be fun. So you'll have these characters based on you.
And you need a name for the Nunahi Sergeant, too? Is that it?
Oh, Nunahi Sergeant? Okay.
Yeah. I think we, like I said, I think we should leave our senior non-coms aboard ship when we're all doing our shit.
Yeah.
So, okay, let's do a little meta stuff here. Right? Obviously, Evolith Oleander is going to become very important in Book 1.
Mm-hmm.
Right? Because his history is that he is a commoner who somehow manages to distinguish himself enough to get promoted to officer in the course of the war. And he's also an old friend of Madrimlian and of Shaudar's parents, who of course are Selene and Ruavel. So we figured he'd be an appropriate ship person. So I would like to know what you think the best position would be to give him to set that up.
Bosun.
Okay.
Yep, Bosun.
Perfect then. All right, so looking at, we need one more Nunahi and a Nunahi Sergeant, do we?
No, that's the Nunahi Sergeant.
What?
We just need one Nunahi Sergeant.
One Nunahi Sergeant. Yes, thank you. That's what I was asking. Okay. I guess I was not clear or something.
Or I was stupid. Probably the latter.
Okay, Yavanna Green Dancer. Yavanna Green Dancer.
Okay,
You're a
I
Marine
got
now,
it.
soldier. Daz is like, I'm not really a Marine. I just stole this uniform to escape some serious trouble. Now you're a Marine. You've been press ganged.
Welcome to the Marine
And
Corps.
unfortunately, you caught Aryan side, which means you're going to work really, really hard.
Yep, that's right. Okay,
All right, so I'll give the list of names to Celine once I've figured out who's distinguished themselves.
okay.
I imagine that I imagine the reason that Dazzle gets chosen is he's the one who happens to, somehow notice the carpet,
Yep,
or she rather.
she notices the
Yes.
carpet there, Dazzlecat.
Hmm. We don't get a lot of changelings in the Navy or the Marines. Maybe do we get more in the Marines?
She nods.
No, I was talking to Arian.
Ah,
Yeah, it's well, you know how the Alpha are, man. They all consider the Navy to be where they want to be because that's how you make it to the Mithril.
Hmm.
So yeah, the Marines wind up with a lot more of the, Nunahi and the Changelings and the, you know, other subgroupings and
Sounds like
they're
I'm going to like the Marines a lot better. Okay. Cool. Okay. Yeah, observant then. So you're suggesting what position?
uh well, Aiden Moonflower, Airless Moonflower, Dazzlecat. She still won't give me her real name, but Dazzlecat. Ilnival, Crystal Shimmer, and Cesari Shining Soul for the first five for the refits on the bug suits. We're gonna have
Perfect.
a couple more to pick out here because some of the suits will be getting done. But and Ivana Green Dancer, I'm pretty happy with her in the first sergeant's position. And like I said, I personally, given my experience, I think it's important that we leave our senior non-commissioned people, such as Bosun Oleander and the first sergeant on board, to help keep everything running smoothly when the senior officer corps is off ship doing bug suit missions and the other squads out doing their backup stuff for us. And
Okay. Do you want to give it to them right away or do you want to make them work for it?
well, I mean that's what last night and all day today has been about, man.
Okay. All
So
right.
I think they've worked for it, and I think we'll post scores for the rest of the other people to let them know where they stand, and we'll see who wants to work harder to get into the remaining five bug suits, and we'll make sure that they know it's a merit based thing to get into the bug suit squad. So,
All right. Let's do it,
okay.
she says.
And hopefully one of these days that document I gave you will make it through to the Mithril, and they'll be like, "Holy shit, the gnomes are doing this."
Yeah. Well, we're supposed to be scheduled to meet with Admiral Celestis sometime in the next couple of days because we had important intel to get to the flags, right? So,
Yes, ma'am. So
yeah. So we
perfect
can bring it up.
opportunity to hand that document off.
That's what I thought, she says. Excellent, she says. Okay, now I'm going to interrupt again for a moment because I need some advice from my Navy boys here,
Navy
right?
boys, Navy boys.
Okay, so we need a command, chain of command within the ship. Now we have seniority. It's almost never broken
Right.
in the Apollonian Navy, but maybe the Marine Corps does it a little differently, right? And maybe I'm going to break precedent, right? I'd like to know who you think would be best suited among our officers for what position. Technically, Alessander is the one with the rank to be the XO, but I don't really want to play my character having conversations with my NPC. I'm not interested in that. So,
Well, well, you could make ship's druid a non-line position,
mhm,
which puts them
Hmm.
out of the line of command,
mhm.
sort of like the medical officer usually is in the
And it's
Navy.
pretty much their role, so that makes sense.
So usually medical officers are not in the line of command. So it
Right.
would be reasonable to bypass him if you're making him, your senior ship's druid and Kyrogen.
Right,
I mean, there's a few non-line positions. Supply officer is usually a non-line. Usually, it's like your weapons officer. Your in modern Navy,
mhm,
it's usually like your weapons officer, your engineer, your navigators are your line of command ones, and then the rest are staff.
Yeah.
right,
And I mean,
So,
there are some ships that have, like commanders in charge of them, but have a full bird captain assigned as the lead of the medical corps, like on medical ships and stuff. It's
right,
quite common for medical ships to have a lesser ranked guy because it's not a direct combat ship as a commanding officer with a higher ranked medical officer on board. So there's certainly plenty of precedent.
okay.
And if you remember MASH, there was a captain as the chief surgeon when there was a colonel who was a surgeon as well as a major.
Yeah, but that's the army, and the army tends to work. I mean, like it's parallel and it's worth looking at, but it's a bit different, right? So, I'm just trying to, I'm just trying to decide how to distribute the command here. We are very top heavy with officers. The problem is anybody I assigned artillery has to stay on the ship, right? So that's the other problem.
hmm
Well, didn't your mom say we could steal another ensign out of that new batch we got, ma'am? For the if you want to have a junior artillery guy.
That's a good point. I'm reluctant because we are so top heavy with officers already, but yeah, I guess it's going to have to be because of the way our special operations works.
Well, the other thing is correct me if I'm wrong, but wasn't Master Gunner in the British Navy actually not always an officer's rank?
yeah, it's NCO rank.
Yeah. Yeah, actually I just did this article. The master rank is of um significance with a lot of this. Like there's only one ship master, right? But then there's a lot of people who are master's rank and they're warranted NCOs, and that means that they're in charge of and they stay on the ship. Like they get full pay even when we're in dock because they're still working, right? So, um, let's see here, looking up the article because I just finished writing this.
So that's the other way you could cover the artillery position is take one of the more Navy people and make him a Master Gunner.
Yep.
Okay, so yeah, um, there's wardroom warrant officers who mess with the junior commissioned officers, and the standing warrant officers who, unlike most of the crew, stay with the ship even when it's out of commission and continue to receive full pay, right? Because they're still working. So wardroom warrants include the ship's master, right? Qualified navigator, experienced seaman who sets sails, maintains the ship log, advises the captain on the seaworthiness of the ship and crew, right? The chirurgeon, right? Master surgeon, whatever, right? And the purser. Okay, and then the standing warrants include the bosun, right? The
Yep.
ship's carpenter or druid, right? And the
Yep.
artillerist
Yeah. What about the quartermaster?
or the quartermaster. Yeah. Well, actually, quartermaster is yeah a different thing, and this is like I
Uh,
just looked this up, right?
yeah,
So
I'm asking. That's what I'm asking, not correcting.
right. I
Uh,
the
it sounds like the
quartermaster.
ship's master.
Oh, yeah, that's the ship's master.
Yeah, isn't quartermaster more a dockside posting for the Royal Navy?
I don't know what the modern Navy does. This is what was going on in the Napoleonic Navy, right? So
Yeah.
So like in the modern Navy, quartermaster is a rate. I
Yep.
think they've now made them electronics techs, but when I was in, it was a rate, and it was an enlisted guy who worked in the navigation department.
right.
But if we're talking like quartermaster in charge of stores, that sounds like ship's master to me because they're reporting on the
Yeah.
seaworthiness, the state of that stuff.
Yeah, the quartermaster answers to the ship's master.
Yeah.
So it's probably a staff uh, officer,
Yep, that would
ward
make
officer.
sense.
So like it would make perfect sense for you to make, um, I think, Madrimlian your XO
Mhm.
and make Yasma the matey,
Mhm.
and then you could bump somebody up to be Marine Commander because I think our next most senior guy is. I don't think we got a lieutenant, did we? Unless we
No.
take one from the ship. So you
Nope.
could bump someone up to lieutenant to be Marine Commander,
Hmm.
and then everyone
Which
else
is
could
likely,
be TDY to uh, the Special Operations Squad and
Right.
have additional duties aboard ship as part of their training and learning, since most of us are ensigns.
Yep, that makes sense. And I'm sorry, Siobhan, you were going to say?
I was going to say, it's most likely you should raise Arian to the Marine Commander, since he started in the Marines and he knows more about it than any of us.
This does seem logical, but does that mean that he's going to have to command the other guys and not participate in our outgoing missions?
Now I can delegate that to the first sergeant on day-to-day basis to write,
Okay.
watch rotations and stuff like that. I'll still be responsible for discipline and stuff
Yep.
like that and setting the overall training schedule, but there's no reason. The first sergeant does most of the work in the Marines anyway,
Yeah.
It's
because
true.
junior officers are supposed to be there to learn.
Yep.
Okay. Yep, she'll get all the paperwork in order to do that. Make the promotions, change the commissions and the assignments,
Okay.
and move it around just like that. Which I think means that um, Madrimlian and Arian both get promotions, doesn't it?
Yep.
Uh,
Well, that depends on whether you now rank as a naval captain.
no. She currently ranks
Okay.
as a naval lieutenant commander. All right.
Yeah, just a second. Actually, I've got an equivalence here.
Major.
As a Marine captain, yes, actually, I rank as a commander.
So, right. So you could bump Majermley into lieutenant commander to be your XO, push.
Which is
Um,
lieutenant commander is major.
No, guys, you're not looking at my system. I don't know
Oh
what,
wait.
you know, because there's a lot of ranks that don't exist in the older Navy that exist in the newer navies, right?
Hmm.
Lieutenant commander is one of them, right? Okay, but I've got like in, O1, O2, E1 equivalent, right? Like I thought
Right.
about this. So
okay.
the okay, so as a Marine captain, I am an O3, which is the equivalent of a naval commander, right? Then
Hmm.
an O2, well, lieutenant, regardless, is Lieutenant O2, right? So we don't have anybody with the title of commander on board, right? So, and it mean I'm as that rank, I'm still of sufficient rank to command a ship because you can do that, right? But I'll answer to any full naval captains that we meet. Basically, we're gonna get all the
What
grunt
rank
work
do you
done.
have a naval captain at?
Naval captain is 04.
That's just strange to me.
Well, I did it. It's not NATO, okay? Right? It's
Yeah.
not done like NATO. NATO doesn't exist in this universe.
Yeah, it just seems
Yeah.
really low rank.
Well,
There's only
there,
4 O's, guys. And then after that, we have flag officers, which is a totally different ball of wax.
well, do you have a sub distinction in lieutenant, like senior and junior lieutenant?
Um, Ensign was traditionally the sub lieutenant. Lieutenant was a very informal rank for a long time, and it was ranked according to, like, people had duties according to seniority, but they didn't necessarily get called different things. But yes, there was someone who was functionally a first lieutenant who was in charge of everybody else, and yeah, that would be Madrimlian under this system. So,
So yeah, just make Madrimlian the first lieutenant,
mhm.
leave Yasma as the lieutenant. You bump me up to, I guess, lieutenant and
Yep.
in charge of the Marines, and everyone else can stay in for the moment until we get a bigger ship.
Yep.
No, the only one who ends up getting a promotion, and the only thing I have to redo is Arians. Okay,
Yep.
so that's what we're gonna do to make this work.
Okay.
And like I said, even if Alexander's a lieutenant with seniority because he's out of line in a staff position, then
Hmm.
it's fine for him to be there.
Yep. Alisander's perfectly fine with this, by the way. He's here to, try to do his best for the Starseed and the really interesting tree folk mast, right? So he tells you honestly that he joined the Navy in order to, get out there in space. He's got a bit of a naturalist bend, as it were, and so he's really, like, not at all interested in command. So that's
So,
perfectly fine.
so he's the Mahurin to Celine's Aubrey.
Correct.
Yep.
Yeah, science officer. He's Spock, okay?
Okay, yeah, because I guess really Madrimlian falls more into the Mahurin
Veteran. Yeah.
role with the
Yes.
intelligence side.
Very true. Very true. I can definitely see the parallels there.
Which works just fine for Vonvin because she sort of has a vague naturalist bent as well, which is part of why she's an arcanist and a druid,
Okay, guys. We're
because
gonna take a 10-minute break here.
necromancy and
10-minute break?
Okay.
Yeah, that
Yeah,
makes sense
we're at
since
the
we just
halfway
sorted
point.
everything out. Okay.
And so we'll be back in 10 minutes. And
Um,
yeah.
Um,
I did want to mention if you want to reward some people with like unofficial positions, you could make like um,
Well, Madrimlian suggests
Lyric could
Crowley as
Lyric could be
Hey.
ships.
Arian was talking.
I was gonna say like
Sorry.
Lyric is ship's carpenter. You
Mhm.
know, we need to assign somebody to be chief pilot. Uh, you know, and not that they have to be on board all the time, but responsible for keeping an eye on the engines and making sure that the pilots are rotating and stuff like that. So that's a way you can give some additional duties out that are kind of a reward thing if you want.
Makes sense. Be nice if we had a full mage.
You
Okay,
did.
and go
Madrimlian,
ahead, Siobhan.
Madrimlian suggests Crowley as quartermaster.
It's not a bad position for him because he can get the stuff. I don't want to know, as a matter of fact, where he gets the stuff.
That's exactly what I was thinking.
Uh, okay, and I'm sorry, I didn't realize Arian had more to say there.
I was gonna say if you really want a mage, we could try to
You guys have a
requisition one of the
mage.
junior.
She doesn't talk much, but her name's Mariama. She's an enchantress.
That's true.
Yeah, she could be on the pilot rotation.
Hmm.
And I was gonna say if you want an actual just mage, your mom might have one in the crop of ensigns she just inherited from the Repple Depples that we've hit in the last couple places.
Good point. Okay, I'll
Um,
chew on it. Yeah.
Runaway gnome would like to be ship's cook.
Cool. Okay. That sounds like fun. Why not? We'll find out he can cook, and then he can be the ship's cook.
And I sense a
Daz wants
apprenticeship
to be
under
hall
Crowley.
monitor.
Since what? Sorry?
I sense an apprenticeship under Crowley for the ship's cook.
I think so. Yep. But okay. All right, we're taking our break. We'll be back in 10 minutes, gang.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, I gotta run to unplug my deep freeze.
On our ship. It was tasty. And I would not like to see any green meat made into a salad, Bob. That would just be wrong.
Mmm, meat salad.
That's what we used to call a mallet, as in a man salad. You put a little bit of lettuce and then every type of meat and cheese and egg and protein you can imagine on it, a few croutons and a bunch of dressing, and call it a salad.
I actually kind of like that.
Sounds delicious.
Mind you, Mind you, I'm not opposed to green things, but I do like my protein.
Yeah. Shh, don't give away the secrets. So, Bob, is that talking to Arian or Sparkles? You want me to sing? Oh boy.
I guess it has to be a sea shanty because we're on a ship, right?
Oh, that's okay. I was just gonna do. Oh, the year was 1776. How I wish I was in Sherbrooke now. Ship. Why do I draw blank?
A letter
I
of
know that
marque came
song.
Letter of
from the
Mark
king
came
to the
from the
Scummiest
king,
king
the scummiest vessel I'd
I'd
ever
ever
seen.
seen. God damn them all. I was told we'd sail the seas for American gold. Fire no guns, shed no tears. I'm a broken man. Woman on a Halifax pier, the last of pirates' privateers. We set to sea on the 21st day. How I wish I was in Sherbrooke now.
Elsaid Barrett
with
cried the
23.
town, for 20 brave
Yeah.
men, all fishermen. Yeah.
Elsa barely cried the town. Yeah, well, okay. I'm done. Because I can't remember all the words, I'm done. I used to know it off by heart. What is wrong with me? Losing my memory in my old age. That's it.
No, it's called lack of practice. You haven't been singing it often enough to remember.
Yeah, it's been a while. Yes, you got Siobhan to sing.
I mean, I could really have some fun. But I don't know if I want to.
Thank you for the bits, by the way, Barbarossa. Much appreciated. Your rank is Grunt Marine. Now get to work. Check my recipe for goblin curry before Crowley commits to that, says Bob. Yeah. Hilarious, guys. Guys are fun. I need to filk some more sea shanties and make them into star shanties. I had one for the Rock of Brawl, but, this isn't Spelljammer, so...
Yeah. Which means my Elvish filk is not applicable either.
Yep, this is true. Secret stuff for the patrons. That's what that stuff is. As Ship's
Although
cook,
I've
I need
noticed
to
since we
requisition
started
50 pounds of ghost peppers. Well, that might explain Shondar later on. I don't know, it wasn't so bad. I just seemed to have no problem with hot peppers. In the meantime, his parents are going, yeah, we're not surprised.
And Madrimlian, remember?
No, I don't remember. What are you talking about?
In our other game, Madrimlian was hiding out as the orcs and eating the peppers like they were nothing.
Oh, that's true, yeah. Yeah, in one version of reality, he was hiding out among the orcs, yeah. This may or may not end up in the book, I'm just saying. I make no commitments. I totally am not, Barbarossa, but thank you very much. Yeah, he says Sable is the best player in this space. What?
That since we started letting the chat do like chat crew, our average chat viewer number has gone up.
This is true. I don't. Hey, I love it. I love interaction. That makes it more fun. That's why we included the reroll option. Did you see the recipe I posted above? I did not. I will look.
It was all great other than the ground cat, Bob. I suggest, yeah, like you suggested further down, that changing ground cat for ground rat was perfectly acceptable. Dog also work. Pretty much anything ground, actually. Maybe it should just say Grace.
Ah, here we go. 6 ghost peppers chopped, 4 tablespoons fresh ground horseradish, 2 tablespoons dried mustard powder, cumin to taste. Doesn't sound bad, actually. And these guys have eaten cooked rat thanks to Crowley before, so I don't think they'd mind.
No, the rat was actually pretty good.
Yeah, he made us that be funny while we were getting our hazing during our shellback ceremony, and we were like, oh, actually, this is really good.
I think he rolled something like a 23 or something on it.
27.
Okay.
Is everybody back from the break?
But we haven't had deep thoughts from Crowley yet.
No, we haven't.
Oh, deep thoughts with Crowley, eh? Well, deep thoughts with Crowley. Depending on how all this goes, early retirement might be an option. And that was a deep thought of Crowley.
Okay, Gareth.
Yeah.
I had you working on that stuff for Crowley while you were gone, but you don't have to be doing that now.
Well, you gotta learn sometime.
I'm sorry, I missed that.
I'm not that worried about it.
Okay. So we are back. Over the course of the week, those people distinguish themselves. The ones that you wrote down there, Chris.
Okay. Like I said, I passed the list to Stable. Or to Celine, rather.
Yep.
Sorry, just a sec, guys. I couldn't hear.
Oh, sorry.
That's okay. Okay, can you repeat?
I said I passed the list of outstanding candidates to Celine so we can take them down to get refit for the bug suits.
Okay. Perfect. All right, so she goes up to the, goes on board the deck at this point, then, with her list, which I should write down, but...
Yep.
Well, she.
Of course, you're piped onto the deck, and all crew come to attention. You get used to this.
Yeah. No, she's like she takes her duty far too seriously at this moment because she's afraid of fucking it up to really enjoy it. So she's like, you know, casting a gaze, up and down, making sure
Yeah,
that everybody looks like they're ship shape,
they're looking good. It's Marines.
except for Dazzlecat.
Well, Dazzlecat is looking disheveled.
You all right there, Marine?
Yes, ma'am.
You look a little under the weather, she says.
I was up late last night, ma'am. It doesn't affect me on my duties, though.
We'll be looking for a bit of a higher standard of neatness, shall we say, she says,
Yes, ma'am.
regardless of how much sleep you've had or not had,
Yes,
she
ma'am.
says.
Yep.
All right, then. You, and you. Come with me.
She's on the list.
Yep. The rest of you, as you were, she says.
Yep. Madrimlian is following behind the captain, mind linked, and is also doing read thoughts on the ones that are called forward.
Why? No. Rude.
Yeah, it's
Oh.
rude.
Okay, won't be reading their thoughts. Still mind linked though.
Yeah, you use read thoughts when you're interrogating somebody if they've done something wrong.
Okay, we're going to march them down to, I believe her name was Sapphire.
Yep.
Sapphire Marzipan.
Sapphire Marzipan, yep.
We're going to march them down there without explaining to them why we're doing it.
Okay.
Let them shiver for a while.
Yeah.
It's always fun.
I can jerk my duties while tired just as well as if I was fully rested, sir.
Yep. March them into the shop.
Yeah. Yeah, you march them into Sapphire's armors and things.
Hello, Ms. Marzipan. We haven't met. I'm Captain Celine Wintermist, she
Captain, she says. I've heard a lot about you.
I've heard a lot about you, too.
Vigorously.
Yep. She says, and I hear your work is top-notch, she says.
Well, I wouldn't want to brag, but... Well, yes, I would, she says.
Appreciate your worth, she says. These Marines are going to need bug suits, she says.
Right.
I do believe you...
5 of them on order, she says, to be refitted for elven-sized Marines.
Perfect, she says. So let's take their measurements and get that going, if you don't mind, or if you have time right now.
Got time right now.
Perfect.
Okay, this way, this way. She marches them into the back and gets them to stand there while she takes measurements. She measures a lot of stuff, like things that you wouldn't think of.
Yeah, like the length of your hand here and shit.
Yeah. The length of your nose from your face.
Okay, so clearly my halo is tilted today. I've been fiddling with this thing and it's crooked and I give up.
Yeah, give up. Right? Yeah, no, like how far your nose sticks out from your face. She measures.
Oh, interesting. I guess that makes sense, though.
Okay. And if you ask her about it, she says it's to fit the breathers.
Oh, yeah, that makes sense, she says.
Did nobody do this for you?
No, she says.
You're probably losing about 20% efficiency in your breathers if nobody's fitted them to your faces.
Well, in that case, we'll be bringing our bug suits in for a tune-up, she says.
Probably a good idea, she says.
And how much would we owe you for that, she says?
She says, oh, it's a minor 10 gold suit for fitting?
Pays in advance.
Okay.
All right, I'll send everybody in. When you're done with them, I'll get the refitting done for myself, if you don't mind.
All right.
Likewise, and he'll send a missive to Arian saying we
Okay.
need to get our own suits refit. So once we're done here and get back up, you can bring the rest of the crew down and let Celine know that I've done that.
Yep,
You get all
nods.
the way to you can bring the.
Yeah.
And I'll figure out the rest in there because Arian's pretty
Yeah.
Yeah, he's a smart cook.
commonsensical.
I think he can gather what was supposed to be said.
You can only do 25 words of the missive there. Brianna, you can't just babble.
Poke tease, poke tease.
Poke tease, poke tease.
Actually, I can't, because I'll just keep sending until it's done because I can only do 10 words per missive.
Ah,
Oh.
touche.
Okay.
And it doesn't cost me anything, so I'll just keep sending.
Yeah, why not? This is annoying. I would be annoyed if this was my commanding officer that they could just keep babbling at me randomly while I'm walking along as
Yeah.
long as they want, no matter what I'm doing. I'd be like, shut the fuck up. I mean, I don't tell people what my cell phone number is for this reason, you know what I'm saying?
My commanding officer would fall down the stairs.
But what the hell? I think it's funny.
Well, the thing is, Madrimley only does it when he actually has something to say.
I know. I'm just bugging you. It's fun.
Yeah, so you get the rest of them rounded up to bring down there? Arian?
Yeah, once the captain and the other Marines get back, so
Yeah, okay.
can't leave the ship completely untended.
No.
Yeah, that's how you lose supplies.
Yeah. Yeah, that's
I
how you
thought
come
we had
back.
a bunch of sailcloth in the hold.
Yeah. A couple of your Marines show up there, Arian packing a ballista. They disassembled it and they're packing it on board. Sir, they say and jump to attention.
Where exactly did this ballista come from, boys?
We're not exactly sure, sir. We found it sitting on the dock. There was nobody around, so we figured that we should take it.
Okay, so we've already got a requisition that's going to go in. Was there any paperwork with the ballista, boys?
No. It was just sitting there.
And which ship was it sitting next to?
The Dark Star, sir.
And nobody from the Dark Star said anything to you when you picked up the ballista off the dock and started packing it away, and you didn't think to ask if perhaps it was their ballista?
We figured somebody lost it, sir.
That's very, very inventive of you, boys. Why don't you see if you can't lose it back to where you found it?
Oh. Okay. Yes.
I'm sure that the Ordnance Depot will issue us quite fine weapons. I'm very, very sure of this, boys. Don't worry about it.
We just figured we could use an extra ballista, sir.
Well, like I said, I admire your initiative, but I would not want to have to explain to the Dark Star's captain and her boatswain
Commodore.
and her first sergeant. And
Commodore, great.
well, I don't know. I don't know that it's a Commodore.
Yeah,
I
you
don't
do.
know.
You know the Dark Star.
Do I?
That's Commodore. I'll come up with a name for him later. Ship.
Okay. Yes. I would not want to have to explain to the Commodore and the first sergeant of that ship and the bosun and their Marine Commander, why my Marines, who are supposed to be shining examples of the Marine Corps, specially assigned to a special forces ship, made off with their ballista and then perhaps have to reassign those Marines to, I don't know, that prison ship over there to do, bilge duty.
We've seen nothing, sir. They start hiking off with the ballista back to where they are.
They're demonstrating
It's
initiative.
probably the same Commodore Von Bin. It's probably the same Commodore Von Bin already bumped for our refit.
Yes.
Probably.
You think the Commodores are a dime a dozen?
We're gonna make an enemy here if we keep this up.
Who else is around me? Who else is around me? Like of our
Ruvel.
other officers. And I say, see that, Ruvel?
Mm-hmm.
They are taking lessons from the way you used to act.
Yep.
And that's how you gently correct them.
He nods. I get your point.
Plus, it's a lot less paperwork if we don't have to report it to the Commodore and to the Captain.
Yeah. I mean, it's standard practice among the Navy to rob other people's ships for supplies and stuff, but
Right.
guess
But
we
I
can
figure
set a
we're already
higher
rocking
example.
enough boats.
Figure we can
And I
set a higher
understand that.
example.
Yeah, and we're already rocking enough boats with the shit we've pulled, so.
Yeah. Yeah, you're right. So, they fit these guys and yourselves for bug suits. She tells you to bring your bug suits in and she'll refit them for you.
Are we close enough just to call them to ourselves?
No.
Dang, where's Crowley when we need him? Actually, ma'am?
You want to send Crowley down here? Is this what you're thinking?
Yes, ma'am.
Why don't we see what he's doing first, though?
Okay.
So what was Crowley up to?
He was just back at the ship, going through the duties.
Alright, cooking. Because that's what he does.
Yep. Yep.
Now he's got men to cook for.
I don't think I'm close enough to him.
No.
I have to be at least 30 feet away, so.
Yeah.
Alright.
You know, Valandian actually would work as a name for a Commodore. Redmayne wouldn't, for the reason that most of the Commodores and other people of importance tend to be Alfar, right?
Yeah.
Redmayne would be a perfectly legitimate Nunahi name.
Right.
Elfar names are stuff like Eagle Crest and Noble Glory and, Sun Glow and shit like that.
Yeah.
Yeah, unfortunately, I don't think Sparkles has enough points at the moment to redeem. Which is why we haven't seen him hit our hydrate yet. And since nobody's hit hydrate yet...
That's a good point. Hail
Sluncha!
Well, maybe Redmayne could be his nickname because he has a fancy red crest on his fancy Commodore's bicord.
Or maybe Redmane's his nickname because he's got like super fucking red hair, because that's really common among fucking Alfar.
Yeah,
Yeah, could be.
I like it. Okay. Okay, we can do that. If you
Valandian
want.
Ironwood.
Sure, why not?
Okay,
For Valandian, Ironwood, Redmane.
Redmane. Commodore Redmane.
There we go. Why do I put this in
You
the
put Commander instead of
routine?
Commodore, but
Oh. Fine, I'll delete it and redo it. I don't care. I have infinite points. I put this
Right.
stuff in here so that I remember what the hell I'm doing.
that's the only reason why I corrected you, so you would remember.
Yes. Commodore.
Commodore.
Ironwood. Redmane. Yes. And I suppose he probably has a temper.
Oh yes. Dead
Oh,
Ozzy
no.
Ooh,
Gamer.
Raiders!
Raiding with a party of 14. Thank you.
Welcome, Dead Aussie Gamer.
Hello there, Dead Aussie Gamer. Thank you very much for the raid.
Yes.
How was your game this evening?
Aussie, Aussie, Aussie. Okay. We're going to
Aussie,
the land
Aussie,
of
Aussie! Say it right.
going to the land of Oz.
Awesome. Unleash the Horde. I love your little dude there with the Aussie flop hat. That's great.
Yeah, the Wizard
Very
of
cool.
Oz. And a shout out for Dead Aussie Gamer. That's right.
That's right.
Yeah,
Yeah,
they
welcome.
were streaming Dungeons and Dragons. Bunch of beers from Dazzle Cat.
Yeah, our chat have been writing themselves into the story using the naming function,
Yep.
which is fun.
Yes, he's known for his temper.
Oh, great. Considering I'm sure we've pissed him off thoroughly now. Wonderful. Oh well, that's okay.
The Wizard of Oz.
Yep.
Alright, so
So,
what were we doing here? Right, okay, so we go get refitted for our suits and make sure our breathers are more accurate for our smaller noses.
yeah,
Yeah, since we are not gnomes.
right. You know, she also refits them so that like they fit snugger around the arms and stuff.
Cool,
More snugly.
great.
Right? Custom fitting.
Yeah, Barbarossa has it just right. What do you mean some frigate got into the docks before me? Well, at least I can look forward to the new ballista getting to my Dark Star for this frigate. Small victories. Yeah. With Bobo stuck in the mess, that leaves me to liberate the ghost peppers. Alright. Okay, so we get refitted.
Yep. You guys refit for a week.
Mm-hmm.
Right?
Pass through some time at this
I'm
point.
just going to pass through some time. Yes. Where am I here? Okay. And you are meeting with the Admiral on the 18th of Weeping Moon.
Okay.
All right, this is now 36.
So we're going to need Crowley and Madrimlian because they're the ones who had the important intelligence.
Yep.
I'll go along, and I think we'll take Arian. If all of us would like to go, that's fine too, just in case anybody misses anything.
Mm-hmm.
But those are the essentials. I'd prefer everybody go along.
Where you going, Marine? Back to your post.
Nobody slips off the ship unnoticed.
Yeah, that's cool. Von Ben's happy to go. She's been spending lots of time helping get the new garden in order with Alessander because they've had to, do a lot of work because the ship was like sitting and the ship
Yep.
has needed a trim.
Yeah, that's what's going on over the course of the week, eh? Right, is your ship's being trimmed up and the rigging all replaced, and
Right.
supplies are delivered over the course of the week to your ship, starting with foodstuffs. You have to buy out food for the first couple of days,
Mm-hmm.
right? And then the food stuff begins to arrive, and Crowley can get to cooking it.
Not to
Right?
mention, I don't think there's a standard issue garden starter kit.
No.
So that takes some work and money from the ship's fund to get going.
Yeah,
We're
probably
gonna have
about
to-
100 gold.
Yeah, I mean, we're going to have to
Yeah.
start from scratch, right?
They had to buy
Because
seeds and sprouts.
and dirt, and none of this
Yeah.
would have been left, right? Like,
Oh, the dirt's left.
okay, well,
the-
we'll probably have to get some fertilizer for it.
Yeah, you'll have to refertilize to get some nitrogen to put
Yeah.
in there.
Compost, some well rotted manure from somewhere and dig it in
And
and
there's
buy a bunch of seedlings and
If
some
there's
couple
the
of
manure
trees.
couple-year-old plants.
a couple of
if there's a
trees.
manure disposal, that would be the best, because it's best that it's had like a couple of really good months to sit there and a couple of good rainfalls on it.
Yeah. I was going
Actually,
to say,
manure is best composted at a couple of years.
yeah. I was going to say,
If you're gonna use it right away, a couple of good solid rainfalls in a couple of months, you can till it into some soil, and it'll work really well.
yeah.
And we can start our own compost as well on board ship. Since we're doing all that trimming, we can compost that and feed it back to the ship.
Okay. As I was going to say, there's a couple of trees that you want to be growing on your ship. Can't remember what they're called. One's called a miracle tree. That's all I know. Alright, I can't remember what the other one is called. But the other one draws nitrogen from the air into its leaves, and when it sheds its leaves, puts nitrogen into the soil.
Oh, perfect. Whatever that is, we need
Right.
that.
Yeah. Right? The leaves compost really quickly. Right? And it's active during the dry season when you're not growing. Right? It goes dormant during the growing season. Right? I know. Weird, eh? Well, they're growing these things all over India at the moment. Right? Because they're like really good at making the soil good. Because every year they drop their leaves full of nitrogen into the soil. Right?
No idea.
And the other one is called the miracle tree because it has more vitamin C than oranges, more vitamin A than carrots, more vitamin B than most berries.
Right.
Right? More antioxidants than any berries do. Right? And
Really?
oh yeah. Right? And more protein than any other plant on the planet.
Jesus. Okay.
Right? It's called a miracle tree. Right? And you feed the leaves to your animals, and they get big and strong and healthy because they get all sorts of vitamins and nutrients and stuff. Right? And yeah.
I'm looking that up. Moringa.
And Arian will suggest some white clover
Hmm.
because it's in the legume family and it takes nitrogen out of the air and fixes it into the ground.
Yep.
Uh, my uncle Galanter, he uses it a lot on the farm.
Hmm.
Oh, good. And the moringa tree also grows well in arid regions where rainfall is in limited supply. So that's
Right.
good. It means it will require less of our water supply to keep it active.
Right. That's the
And the
miracle.
flowers make great soap substitute.
Neat.
Yeah.
Yay.
Apparently, we can eat the roots, the seeds, and the leaves.
Hmm. And the bark has got some medicinal use. I can't remember what it is, but like actual scientific medicinal use, like willow bark. You know,
Neat.
Hmm.
Not like old traditional
Yeah,
Chinese medicine type stuff. Right.
I can't remember what it is either off the top of my head because I actually looked up moringa trees here some time ago when I wound up with some moringa bath and shower gel, which is like, phosphate free and stuff from the body shop. So,
Yeah.
Yeah, so get a bunch of this organized.
Right. Over the course of the week, that's what you druids are doing, is arranging with other druids to get cuttings and stuff to start your own.
Okay, I'll also poke Crowley because Crowley's the one who's most likely to be able to get me a line on this, right? Ask him to look into getting blue star mushroom spores for us.
Blue star mushroom spores?
Yes.
Okay. I can look into that.
She says, I'm sure they're going to be very hard to get, and I mean, we're going to get issued some, she says, but if there's any available, but
Ruel
sure
says, but don't take the green star mushroom spores. We don't want any of those.
No. No, we don't.
Well, we
Why is
do,
that?
but we don't.
Well, they'd be fine for a party, put it that way, she says.
Ah, okay.
Probably not a good idea to have on ship, especially since that Dazzle Cat appears to have a mischievous streak.
Yep.
Yeah, and a little off topic, but Rowan, I just got sprayed for you smoking.
What's
What?
that? What was that?
We're going to be let in on the joke, right?
Yeah.
Yes. Sparkles saw Rowan smoking on stream, and then sends me the message, "No smoking, Rowan. It's bad. Spray." It's like, but I'm not Rowan.
that's because I said I was going to quit, but now I'm not quitting till later. But
Okay.
Sparklebeal seems to be determined to remind me that I should be quitting.
You should take up a pipe.
I couldn't afford a pipe. I don't pay for most of my tobacco. I reroll butts that my mom gives me.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right. Well, Crowley's gonna say if there's nothing at the moment, like, what are we doing currently? I can go and get that stuff, but aren't we currently heading somewhere?
Not yet, she says.
Okay.
We're still
All right.
resupplying. It takes
Okay,
a while,
perfect.
she says.
All right. So, I guess Crowley will ask, all right, if I promise I'm not going to get myself in any trouble, can I go off and take care of this on my own? It'll be easier without any extra folks with me.
She says, okay, take, I don't know, how about Raja or Yasma, somebody who doesn't cramp your style?
Take Raja with me for backup if need be, but I don't think
That's
that'll be necessary.
I'd be more
But I'll take
comfortable with that.
but I'll
Says
take Raja anyway.
you see,
Okay.
Crowley, it's not because we think you're going to get in trouble that nobody goes anywhere alone. It's because we're afraid that we're all going to get in trouble with something we can't handle.
Right.
Right?
Fair enough.
Right. So take Raja. I think that's cool. Right? He won't
And I
cramp your
could send
style.
I could send Karak who could play messenger.
Yeah, we're correct. Can come back and rush a message off if you need to.
Yeah, or laugh at there. Either one would work.
Well, Karak's a companion. If there's a familiar man, I'd hate to see something happen to your familiar. It'd
That's a
be
good point.
painful.
Wouldn't that be right? Yes.
Mm,
Not that I
Well,
Cute
don't
little
love
not
doll
that
baby.
Karak just
either
as much.
are just not that any of us are expendable, but
No.
we're expendable. It's just the way of the universe.
we're
Okay.
fungible.
If you take
Yeah.
Karak and Raja with you, that'll be fine. I did ask you because I am aware that you will have contacts, the rest of us will not.
Hmm.
Yeah, I got a couple few people I could probably ask.
Awesome. All right, go to. Good luck.
Okay. So you take off
Yeah,
with Raja and Karak.
yeah.
Okay. And the rest of you are just going about your dailies.
Yeah, go ahead and deal with Crowley if you like.
Okay. Where's Crowley
Yep.
going to?
Okay, well, um, we're on the edge of a city center, right?
Hmm. A
All right.
huge elven metropolis of about 1.5 million people.
Yeah. I was thinking about something about the size of Toronto and greater area, eh?
Yeah, or Vancouver.
Okay, perfect.
Yeah.
All right, well, I'm going to start hitting up alchemy shops and just asking, you know, what kind of rare spores they might have for a collector. I'll go in under the guise of I'm a collector.
Okay. All right.
Of
Make
rare
me
spores
a
and
bluff check.
fungi.
Bluff or
Yeah.
disguise, your choice.
Okay, give me 1 sec. I'll see which is higher.
Yeah, you're either bullshitting them or you're pretending to be something, right? Yeah. So
I'll go with disguise.
in case you're actually pretending to be a
Yeah,
collector. Okay.
I'm a mushroom and spore connoisseur.
Okay.
The collector of spores, molds, and fungi.
Okay.
Because I'm a fun guy.
Yeah.
All right. Uh, First roll is 25.
Okay, that's your disguise roll. Okay. Now I would like you to roll me a knowledge local. If you don't have knowledge local, it's just raw intelligence.
Okay.
Or if you have any specialized knowledges that might apply, let me know.
Um, Appraise.
No. Appraise would
No.
be good
Okay.
if you've seen the spores to know if they're authentic or not.
Okay. So once they bring out the product, I could use an appraise.
Right. To know if they're authentic spores or, you know.
Okay. Okay. A knockoff or something.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm trying to please me. Okay, so it's raw intelligence, no bonus,
Nope.
no modifier.
No modifier.
Okay. Well, my intelligence is 16. I rolled an 11.
Okay, so 14. Okay, you can find a couple of more uncommon spore types around here, including a small batch of blue star mushroom spores. They'll run. They got a bottle of them. Basically, it's about a pound, right? And
Okay.
it runs about 200 gold pieces for the pound. And
And
that's
they have
after
one bottle.
they have one bottle. Yeah,
May I see said bottle?
of course. They'll show you the bottle, which shows this lightly glowing blue mass in it.
Yeah.
Yeah, which is what you would expect to find.
Yeah. Okay. Hmm. Okay. So 13 and 7 for appraise is a 20. Unnatural 20.
Yeah, you're pretty sure they're authentic. And
And
200 gold
200.
is a reasonable price for them. Right, you get them cheaper if you got them through the Navy, but on the
Yeah.
on the
Okay.
open market, this isn't the black market. This is the open market. Right,
Yes.
it's a
Well,
reasonable
that's what I
price.
mean. I want to be on the level here.
Right.
Well, somewhat anyway.
Yeah.
Um, but okay. I'll buy the pound of
Spores. Okay.
star mushroom spores.
Yeah, and he's got a few exotic mushroom spores there as well. Right. All edible types.
Okay.
Right. Oh, and he's got since he rolled a 20, a book on growing mushrooms
Okay. Well, how does he
by
want for the book?
the book is 15 gold, right? And
Okay.
it's a complete guide to growing mushrooms by Auroch Spider Singer.
Okay. Well then, I'll buy the book out of my own personal funds.
Yeah.
Um, I'll ask. Would you happen to have any other star mushroom spores?
Those immature ones, you mean?
Yes. Yeah, you could call them that.
He says,
Asking
no.
for a friend.
Of course, of course. No, but I may know a friend who might know somebody who could get them for you.
Okay, that would be great for a friend, of course.
Of course, of course. Tell your friend to go down to the seaside. That's the name of the inn,
Yeah.
right?
Okay.
And speak to a man named Thomas. You'll recognize him by his handlebar mustache. He's a changeling, but he favors his human side. He says
Okay.
he should know where you can get such things.
Pardon me. That sounds most excellent. And might you know where I might find uh another vendor that might have some more spores for sale?
Oh yeah, he'll name off a few vendors in the city for you.
Um Any relatives you could point me to? Because you seem to be a great, great, great person. It
Yeah,
might.
no, I'm an only child.
It's
He
not
says,
always nice to help. Okay. Well, it's always nice to help family when you can, but
yeah, I understand. Thank you.
business
I
is business.
appreciate the thought. He says, you check out that Thomas guy. He'll have your rare mushroom spores.
Oh, excellent, excellent. And I'll bid adieu, and I'll take off and head off to that other place.
The seaside? Or to the other alchemist shop?
Yeah, to the other alchemy shack first to pick up
Okay?
more blue star mushroom spores.
Okay, as you're walking through the streets, right, you catch casually out of the corner of your eye a glint of something from an alleyway. Something gleamed like it was being reflected, the sunlight.
Okay. Like a spyglass or
Could be a spyglass, a scope,
glint of steel.
glint of steel, yes.
Okay. Because a glint of steel would be a little duller, just that touch duller than the glint of glass.
Yeah, you think it
Glint
was
of glass
glass.
would be okay. Yeah. Okay. Well, I'll talk to Raja in Phoenix,
Hmm.
and I'll say, hey, there seems to be someone following us. Um, I'm gonna stop for a piss, and you kind of maybe just stay back a second while I go down an alley for a leak, and be ready. And I'll
He chuffs in
duck down and
agreement.
sorry, go ahead.
He chuffs in agreement.
Okay. Well, I'm gonna look down an alley where there might be, you know, a head in the alley somewhere,
Hmm.
off of maybe a pub or a bar or something.
Okay.
A public toilet anyway.
Yeah, there's a public toilet you can find.
Okay. Well, I'll kind of head that way and go into the stall and turn myself around and have the door closed, but be ready and take maybe 15 or 20 seconds, right? About the time it would take to go for a pee and
Hmm.
cautiously kind of open the door and take a look out.
Okay, you look out and the area's been cleared. There's nobody around except for Raja, who is lowly growling at a goblin who is standing there with his hands up. He looks vaguely familiar.
Hmm. Okay. I'll walk out, kind of brush off my coat, like nothing's happening. Walk over and say, "How's it
Hello,
going?"
friend, he says. Friend, right? Friend?
Yes. Yes.
Yes, friend, he says to the cat.
Yeah, Raja, it's okay
Yeah, Raja sort of calms down.
for now.
He
So,
goes, he puts his hands down. He says, I have come to ask a favor.
hmm,
He says,
okay, I'm listening.
my armor.
Mm-hmm.
He says, it is sacred.
I figured.
I would like it back.
And you would like it back.
Yes. You were square with me, he says,
Well,
and I'll be square with
as
you.
a friend, you know what? I would be very much obliged to give that armor back. And in return, all my only request is that if I call on your order for a favor, that someone will be there to answer.
Says, you make a friend with my Vesa, you make a friend for life.
Okay. Tell you what. Currently, I'm a little busy, but if you can meet me at the docks tomorrow morning, I can have it for you. Let's find a nice out of the way spot, maybe in the shipping area behind some crates,
Okay?
where I can just hand it off to you, and then you can get gone, so no one
Sees me here.
sees it. Because
I
yeah,
stand out.
as long as they don't, if they don't see you, they don't know you're there.
Hmm.
They don't have to look for anybody, right?
Right. See you in the
Perfect.
morning, friend, he says.
Yes, friend.
Yeah,
Oh,
and
and by the way, I cleaned that horrible stench out of it.
he nods. He shrugs.
Take better care of it. As he taken off.
Yeah. He fades back into the shadows.
Okay, perfect. I'll head on about my way.
Yeah.
So the next place.
Yeah. Okay.
All right, gonna walk in. I'm gonna ask if they have any blue star mushroom spores.
Okay, roll your uh knowledge local intelligence check.
Didn't do so well. I rolled a 4.
You rolled a 4, so 7 total. No, he says, I'm afraid not.
Reroll.
With oh, somebody's got a reroll going?
I'm doing it right now.
Oh, wait.
Okay. Ooh, 17. So unnatural 20.
Okay, yes, he says, you're in luck. He says, I have 2 pounds. He says, left over. He says, if you have cash on the spot, he says, at 250 a pound, he says, I'll give them to you right now. Otherwise, he says, there's a guy going back to his ship. He says, to get them at 200 a pound.
Ah, see, they're already promised to someone else.
He says, no,
But if
I told him I wouldn't hold them if somebody else came in.
Okay. Well, I do understand business is business, and this is the business that is right here.
Mm-hmm.
I will take them, sir.
All right, he says. It's an extra 100 gold in my pocket. That's all that matters to me. He says. Puts
All right.
2 bottles on the thing.
Okay. I'll appraise them.
Okay.
Woohoo! 19. So 22.
Yes, Bob, they're looking for the mature ones. For that reason. So, yeah, they're authentic.
Okay, I'll take them.
Okay.
That should be,
3 pounds of
I
them.
would think, 3 pounds of spores is a lot of spores.
Mm-hmm.
That's a lot of spores.
Mm-hmm.
And so, okay, that's enough of the mature ones. I'll go looking for the immature ones.
Go down and find this Thomas guy
Yeah,
down at the seaside.
yeah.
Okay, yeah, you head down there. Okay, in the meantime, what are other people doing? I don't want
I,
I don't want Blake to dominate the whole game.
I thought we were going to meet the
Neither
admiral.
do I.
Yeah.
Right. So, okay, yeah, you guys are going to meet the admiral. So, you head to the admiral's office.
Didn't we need Crowley with us, though?
Why? It's not necessary.
I guess that's true. You're right. Crowley filled me in on any important details, so okay.
Mm-hmm.
All right. We go see the Admiral.
Yes, you are shown into the waiting room. Alright, his waiting room. Alright, there is coffee there, there is tea.
I'll have a little coffee.
Coffee.
Yes, I've switched to coffee, apparently, so I'm a Marine now.
Tea.
Yeah, you guys fix yourself some hot drink and...
Mhm.
Alright.
Yeah, and sit and wait, because this is the Admiral. I'm not, you know.
Not
Yeah.
in a hurry.
A few minutes later, the door opens and an admiral, obviously by uniform, right, and older elf, perhaps maybe half a millennia old, right, pokes his head out. He's got flaming red hair. Right, he says,
Sir.
"You must be Captain Wintermist."
I am, sir.
I was expecting you. Come on in.
Thank you,
Bring
sir.
your crew.
Yeah, head in.
Yeah, he heads ahead of you and circles around behind his desk and flops back into a big, overstuffed office chair.
Flops, eh?
Yeah. Boom.
I like it.
All right. I don't have seats enough for everyone, but feel free to have a seat, Captain.
Thank you, sir. She'll sit down.
Madrillion just stands at ease with his back to the wall, just off the side of the door.
Yeah. He says, so... Now remind me what you guys were here for?
We have intelligence we believe is interest to the Mithril, sir.
All right.
She says, I understand that, it's pretty obvious that the Scuttlebutt has rumors of winds of war.
Mm-hmm. He says, you know not to believe all the scuttlebutt, he says.
Nevertheless, sir, I know to listen to the Scuttlebutt when it has some merit, she says.
All right.
I understand that there is a group called the Solstice Pact that is creating trouble, and that one of their members is known as the Dragon Syndicate.
That's a lot of information above your pay grade, Captain. Where'd you get all that from?
She says, it's in the winds, as it were, sir.
Okay.
She says, we try to keep our ears to the ground. I'm aware that this is above our pay grade. But I'm sure that you also know that, we have some significant high-up connections.
Yes.
She says. She nods. She says, this one we just stumbled upon, however. We haven't said anything to anybody else, by the way, sir, so
Okay.
I assumed that this was all
Yes.
under wraps at the moment, she says. Yeah, she'll tell him about our encounter with the goblin in Delmain.
Okay.
Just she's pretty straightforward. She reports the situation like a sit rep.
In fact, Madrumlin would have handed her a sit rep to hand over.
Yeah. Letting her know, we saw this sniper up on the tower. Crowley was sent to deal with the sniper, right? Took his place, right? They took him in. These pirates didn't know anything about this goblin. We asked to be present for the interrogation, right? Madrimlian's a scion. We learned this information.
Okay.
If Crowley hasn't told it to me, I don't know, however. So the arrangement to be, friends, she doesn't know about that.
Right.
But she does know the goblin, what he said his name was. Madrimlian's suspicion that there was a psionic goblin present but unseen.
Or nearby.
Yep. The fact that they claimed to be part of the Goblin Empire.
Mm-hmm.
That was an important piece of information, and that we still have no idea who they were there for.
Yep.
They claimed it was somebody who was a member of the Delmanian Guard, but we suspect that probably isn't so.
He nods. He says,
and that in order to try and keep himself out of trouble, he tried to claim you hired him.
No. Oh, Celestis? Oh, yeah, he did. Actually, that's right.
He nods.
He also claimed that Oolong Tesseract Troy tried to hire him at another point, so...
Mm-hmm. He nods. Says, well, pawning off the blame. Says, can't blame him.
I suppose it was worth a try, sir. She says.
He says, so, what happened to this goblin?
What did happen to the goblin?
Unsure. He was still in custody when I was arrested for being a scion.
Right. We're going to have a discussion about that. Us and King Alexander, he says.
I suspect that might be the case, sir.
That's a diplomatic incident.
Forgive me, I was a little abrupt, she says.
Oh no, he says, you were probably much more patient than I would have been. He says, one of my officers had been arrested for mere existence.
When they figured out what was going on, they were eager to placate us, sir.
Right.
And avoid an incident, she says.
He says, well, we'll see how much of an incident they avoided when we have a talk with Alexander about him detaining our officers when they're there on official business.
Yes, sir, she says.
He says, Alexander, he may be a power to be reckoned with, but he's not any force like the Avalonian Navy.
No, sir.
Okay, thank you for the intel. He says, well, I'll see this gets passed to the right people.
Captain, I believe you had something else to hand over?
Oh, yes, that's right. Arian, do you still have that paperwork?
Yes, Arian will hand it to the captain so she can hand it to the admiral.
Yep, she hands it over.
The paperwork for...
She says, we discovered that
the bug suits.
The gnomes are making us look bad, sir. She says.
The gnomes are making us look bad.
Yes, sir, she says.
That's a feat.
She just maintains a blank expression.
Yeah, he reads through the contract. He goes, huh. He goes, well, they are making us look bad. I'm just not sure there's much we can do about it. Says, we'll see. Says, I'll pass this on to Star Command. He says, and we'll see what we can do about it. But he says the spokes of the wheel of the Navy turn slowly.
Yes, sir.
He says, we're not as innovative as the gnomes are. Not so willing to grab every new untried technology.
I think we have good evidence, however, sir, that this technology is very useful. She says, I would be happy to provide copies of our logs for the missions that we have successfully undertaken.
He says, I'll expect a mission report from each of your general officers.
Avalan, she says, we'll be happy to provide that.
Junior officers, sorry, not general officers, yeah. General officers are generals. Right. She says, he says, I'll need it to present this evidence to the board.
Understood, sir. Thank you, sir.
Arian pulls out the stack of reports that he's been compiling of everything we've done under orders in the Mithril and hands it over to the Admiral.
Yep.
As does Madrimlian.
Well, he's been collecting them from everybody.
Yep, I remember he said that like
that's right.
5 sessions ago or something. Yep.
Yep.
More than that, maybe.
No, a long time ago when he first got the bug suits, said he was gonna collect mission reports.
Right.
He says, well, nothing like efficiency, is there, Ensign?
Lieutenant, sir. I've recently given him a promotion.
I'm sorry, you're out of uniform, Lieutenant.
Yes, we haven't had a chance to requisition the new uniform yet.
And sir, I still think like the color sergeant I used to be. I'm sorry.
He says, once a color sergeant, always a color sergeant, Lieutenant. He says, you can take the NCO out of the officer. Or wait, no, you can take the officer out of the NCO, but you can't take the NCO out of the officer.
Wouldn't have it any other way, sir.
So, is well done, Lieutenant. Thank you.
Thank you, sir.
On, sir.
Yeah, and that sounded like a dismissal, so we'll get out of his face.
Yep. Yeah, Madrimlian will hold the door for his captain.
Yeah, she'll just walk through like this is a normal thing.
Yep. You guys head back to the ship.
Good job, everybody, she says once we're out of the office.
Yeah, thanks, Arian. You made us look really good.
Smooth, she says. Well
That's
done.
my job, man.
You guys did a great job. Really well done.
Always have the information ready when you can.
There you go, she says. Well, we have 10 minutes left.
Okay, I've got one more scene I want to do before we end this thing. So, alright, I'll do that in the morning with Crowley when he meets up with the goblin.
Okay.
Alright. You there, Crowley?
Okay. Yeah, the cat was just bumping me while I was trying to unmute my mic.
Okay.
But so we'll speed along the other mushroom thing. I go get the other mushrooms, and I'll head back to ship after that.
Yeah. I'm just playing out the part in the morning. Turn in the...
Okay, so I will get up in the morning, and I will put that his armor from the hut into my backpack
Mm-hmm.
and take off to the shipping area of the dock. Kind of, stealthily. So if you'd like me to roll a stealth roll, I will.
Yes, you can roll your stealth to disappear out of plain view, basically, and
Yeah. 30.
30. Okay, yes, you slip into the shadows. Basically, wait until everybody's sort of distracted, not looking at you, and slip into the shadows. Move in behind a building, and he steps out of the shadows. Right,
Okay.
right. From where you are, your scent picks up the scent of more goblins in the area. So they're either 15 feet within
Okay.
15 feet of you upwind or 30 feet of you downwind, or other way around. Yeah, within 30 feet of you upwind,
I know
or
what you're saying. I understand what you're saying.
yeah, they're
Um.
close. There's other goblins close.
Okay. Well, I'll open up the backpack. I'll say, "Here's your armor, my friend."
Thank you, he says. I have something for you.
Okay.
He puts his hand on the barrel that's beside him. He
Yeah.
goes, "This is for your ship," he says.
Okay.
He pulls the bung, and a blue glow comes from inside it.
Okay. Might I ask what it is?
He says, "Star mushroom spores, you were looking for them."
Hmm.
He says,
Excellent. That's perfect. Thank you.
"This one
Thank
is
you
for
very much,
you."
my friend.
He gives you about the size of a pony cake, about a gallon, weighs about 10 pounds.
Yep.
Well, whatever's in it weighs about 10 pounds.
Okay.
Whatever's it weighs about 15 pounds total. He says, "Those are the
Okay.
spores you were looking for. Don't talk to this Thomas guy, he'll screw you."
Oh. Okay. Perfect. Excellent. Thank you, my friend, once again.
He says, "We take care of our friends."
Excellent. I tried to as well. Well, if at the moment we have no further business,
No, we had best get
I
out
will
of
bid
here.
you adieu,
And then
and I will.
you see 5 other goblins step out of the shadows.
Okay.
They nod to you with a nod of respect. One of them is blue, you can tell
Yeah.
underneath his armor.
Okay. Yeah. Duly noted.
He says, "We will see each other soon. The Dragon cartel does not forget its friends."
Excellent. Thank you very much, my friend.
Hmm.
Journey safely.
And
And
you.
I'll head off and slip back into the shadows and try to head back to the ship before anyone notices I was gone.
Yep. Okay, and that's where we're going to put it up because it's now 9 o'clock.
Okay.
Okay.
All right, cool. So, how does everybody feel about the game session tonight?
Good.
I had fun.
It worked out very well that I wasn't there to bung up the intel because I didn't have to lie to anybody.
Yes, it did work out quite well.
And Madrimlian didn't lie. He just omitted some facts.
I'm frozen on the camera. Okay, so did he omit facts?
He
I
omitted the
didn't
fact
notice.
that, as far as he knew, the goblin was biding his time.
Right.
But the thing is, as far like I said, he was still in custody when I was arrested. What happened after that, I have no idea.
I think technically Celine lied to the Admiral because the Inquisitor had asked about the goblin, and they said, "What? You mean the one that escaped 5 minutes ago?"
We never said that.
No, the guard said that to the Inquisitor while Celine was with him.
Yeah.
No.
Oh, well, no, in that case, I didn't realize that she didn't lie. She would have said it, right? For all we know, these guys are going to be our enemies at war,
Hmm.
right? She's not fucking around here,
Yeah, just because the guy
you
was
know?
nice to Madrimlian and Crowley doesn't mean he's not your enemy.
That's
Yeah.
right.
Right.
The new crew had a great game session in chat. Yes, so I hear you guys are having a lot of fun there. It's pretty cool.
Yeah, you guys are awesome.
You guys keep doing that
Phlegmatic
anytime you want.
tenderizer
I
and
think it's
vegetable
hilarious.
pureer.
I
Yeah,
know.
I sort of vaguely keep an eye on it, and occasionally, pop in a little bit of information to help them keep things running.
Yeah.
Hmm.
Well, the thing is
And in
Madrimlian
Crowley's
never heard
mind,
that part either, because he was still in custody before he'd come over to the uh, whatchamacallit, the Inquisitor's office.
Right. Yeah, no, I
Well,
wouldn't have lied to the Admiral, not
yeah,
intentionally anyway. If I was
yeah,
there, I'd have passed on the info.
right. The only reason that Arian didn't say something during the game was he figured the captain had some reason why she wasn't telling the Admiral. It's not his
Gotcha.
place to correct
Yeah.
Fair enough.
her.
I love Bob here. Now that Dino has had a chance to survey the galley, he begins to unpack his personal tools, including his basomatic seafood processor and his sledge-o-matic tenderizer and vegetable purator. Ah, that's great. Yep,
in
there you go. That's
Crowley's
a gnome
mind,
cook, all right.
in Crowley's thoughts, he's thinking, you know what? It's a whole lot better to make a friend out of a murderous syndicate than
Than
it
to
is
have
to
them
have them against you.
Yes.
This is true, and you never know, right? By maintaining a friendly relationship, we might be able to get intel later on.
Yeah, and you might be able to do
Or
something
get out
like
of something.
get out of being a prisoner of war or something.
Or negotiate a
Right.
potential peace agreement later.
Right.
Yep. All valuable stuff. It's just I'm not going to lie to the Admiral, right?
Yeah. Oh, by the way, the barrels, both of them were marked with your ship's mark on them,
Okay.
right? And I take it that before you headed back, you arranged a couple of stevedores to haul the barrel back to your
Yeah.
ship.
Give a couple of guys a couple gold to
Well,
haul it
a
back.
couple of silver, yeah.
Okay, yeah. 2 silver each, I guess, and then
Yep. Yep. They'll
get it
haul
over
it.
there pronto.
Yep. They'll haul it over for you.
Okay.
Well, I guess Crowley just got a promotion according to Bobo.
Colonel Crowley, sir.
I love Daz. Daz is like, psst, Bob, I found you some peppers. It's a bit hectic out there, so no time to tell what's what. Hey, and I got some holes in my new used uniform. Think anyone will notice? That's pretty great. You guys are hilarious. I had a good time. I thought this was a lot of fun. I appreciate um the intellectual puzzle of trying to get everything organized before everybody else does so that we can get to war first. I like evaluating crew. That was fun. Having some new people based on our chat regulars as part of the game is also fun.
Yep.
That's pretty great. So, yeah.
And I love our chat crew.
Yep.
Yeah.
Me too. We have the best chat crew for games. I don't think anybody else has this cool a crew.
Yeah.
I haven't seen it. You know,
Yeah.
so it's neat because then we get like direct feedback and stuff, and I think that gives our game a unique quality, right? So I think that's a lot of fun.
Yeah.
How's everyone else with tonight's game?
All right, since silence is overwhelming the unwary victims, I had a great time tonight, even though I didn't get a lot of playtime done in. Um, I enjoyed interacting with our chat crew and everything that was going on. And at some point, Stable, if you've got some time, we can schedule some, go through because Von Ben and Alexander have been working together a lot lately.
Yes. Yes, I think that's a good idea actually that you and I should do that, do some off-camera stuff because
Yeah.
yeah, they're obviously on the way to becoming very good friends at the very least and, colleagues and working together and it'll be fun to plan what's in their garden and stuff so that we can present that list to the GM later.
Also, you and I need to do some off-camera stuff too when you have
Yep.
time.
Yep, that's right because we were going to go over, stuff that intelligence officers need to think about and know. Yep, you bet. So, yeah, get a hold of me, guys. Friday's a good day, right? Um, I'm usually available for a few hours on Thursday too. So Gareth didn't get a lot of
Okay.
playtime in, but I understand that he was having difficulty connecting and kind of frustrated. I don't know if he has anything to add.
Nope.
Nope.
You've not had good luck the past few
You're a
games.
man of few words, man.
Yeah, Dawn didn't get a lot of playtime this time either.
Yeah.
That's okay. I had a migraine because of the weather today, so I was pretty tired. And,
Well, I'm glad you showed up then, because,
Yeah, thank you. It's hard.
oh, no matter where I am, I've got a migraine. Doesn't matter what I'm doing. So
yeah.
Yeah, it's like perfect, make everybody miserable weather here. It's very humid, but it hasn't rained yet. Everybody's arthritis is acting up. You know, Aaron's been having a bit of a pain day too, so. Okay, well,
Just
a
a
lot of
second.
it.
It rained on our
Just
side
a
of the
second,
hill.
guys. I gotta go.
Okay.